So yesterday we were seeing singularities. We saw different types of singularities. What are the different singularities we saw? Isolated singularity, removable singularity, essential singularity. Other than that, poles. Okay, poles is also one type. Then on also we have seen the definition of what is that? Zero of an analytic function. So what was a zero of an analytic function? Whenever you substitute the point, the function value becomes zero. That is known as a zero of the analytic function. So we'll do one or two problems in that again. You can just take down. So same questioning, whatever I gave you yesterday. What is that? Find the singularity and define on which type of the singularity is. So take down f of z is equals to z square minus a square divided by z minus a. F of z is equals to z square minus a square divided by z minus a. Here what is a singular point, ma? Z is equals to a is a
singular point.
Singular point. Okay, z is equals to a is a singular point. So what we will do, we'll check limit z tends to a. Okay, limit z tends to a f of z. So what will happen? Limit z tends to a, if you put, you will get a square minus a square, right? What is that I gave? Z square minus a square divided by z minus a. Yeah. Sorry. Tell me, ma, what is the doubt you have?
Can't we simplify this function like f of z is equals to z plus a will come?
Yeah, we will simplify it and then we will apply the limit. So the answer will be 2a. So now what do you understand? Z is equals to a is a singular point and the limit of the function exists. So what type of a singularity it is?
Removable.
Huh? Remove. It is isolated singularity as well as it is a removable singularity. It is a removable singularity. Write down. It is a removable singularity. Okay. So you would have understood how we are seeing the singularities, right? Okay, you can even take down one more problem.
Can you wait for a second? Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you are going to tell me if f of z is equals to 1 by z minus 1 the whole square. F of z is equals to 1 by z minus 1 the whole square. Find out the singularity and tell me what type of a singularity.
Ma'am, here singular point is 1. And ma'am, is it a essential singularity?
Is it essential singularity? Check it out. What's the condition for essential singularity? It should be a singular point and it should not be a pole or a removable singularity.
It should be isolated.
Only isolated singularity, correct. It is a isolated singularity.
And it should be essential also, right?
It is essential means it should not be a pole. It's a pole of order 1, z is equals to 1 is a pole of order 2, no ma? So it should not be a pole. So that case is not fitted here. So you should only say that it is an isolated singularity. What is a pole? What is a pole? What did I say? If you're able to find a number, okay, if you're able to find a number integer n such that limit z tends to a z minus a whole power n into that function f of z is not equal to 0, then we say that a is a pole of that. Okay, here limit z tends to 1, you can write it as z minus 1 whole power n. So the value of the function is not equal to 0. So it is a pole. So since it is a pole there, you cannot say that it is an essential singularity. You understand? It is a pole. So here Z is equals to 1 is a pole of order 2. Pole of order 2. So therefore you cannot say that it is an essential singularity. So it should neither be a removable singularity or the pole. Then only we can say that it is essential singularity. And we cannot even say that it is removable because limit value will not exist. Okay, so this is the way you are going to identify the singularities. Okay, I have already given you the definition for pole. So we will, I told you even pole of order 1, simple pole and other things. Yes or no? Have I given or not?
Yes, ma'am, it was given.
Yeah, I gave you what is a pole and I have given you what is a, what is that? Pole of order 1 and pole of order m. We will do problems in that. Okay, you can just take down simple problems first.
Can you please explain this problem once? Because if we find out after applying limits, z tends to 1, then it is coming as to be infinity. So limit doesn't exist, ma'am. So it is not a removable function, removable singularity. So it shouldn't be essential singularity after that.
That only I said it cannot be an essential singularity because Z is equals to 1 is a pole of order 2. What is the condition for Z? Limit Z minus, I should find an integer n such that this value is not equal to 0. So suppose if you say that Z is equals to 1 is a pole of order 2, I can rewrite this function as limit Z tends to 1, Z minus 1 whole power 2. Okay, we can find some integer n. What is my f of Z? So what is my f of Z? 1 by Z minus a, the Z minus 1 the whole square, and this will be getting cancelled. The value is 1. So it exists. So pole is there. It is not equal to 0. So since it is a pole, it cannot be an essential singularity.
Got it, ma'am.
Okay, take down. Next one, find the poles for the following function. Find the poles for the following function. F of Z is equals to 2Ez divided by Z minus 1 the whole square into Z plus 2 into Z minus 4. To find poles, equate the denominator to 0. Here, Z is equals to 1. See here, Z minus 1 the whole square. Z is equals to 1 is a pole of order 2. Then Z is equals to minus 2 is a simple pole. And Z is equals to 4 is a simple pole. How do you say all these things? By the definition of the pole. By the definition of the pole. What is the definition of the pole? Let me explain for one thing again. So limit Z tends to a, Z minus a whole power n into f of Z should not be equal to 0. Suppose I say the first one I said it is a pole of order 2 I said. Okay, so I can write this as Z tends to a is 1, Z minus 1 pole of order 2 into f of Z. What is my f of Z? F of Z is 2Z divided by Z minus 1 the whole square into Z plus 2 into Z minus 4. So this and this will be getting cancelled. Apply the value here. You will get 2 divided by 3 into minus 3, which is minus 2 by 9. So therefore, it is not equal to 0. Therefore, you can find an integer n such that this value is not equal to 0. Therefore, here Z is equals to 1 is a pole of order 2. So instead of doing all these things, so directly the problem is given, equate the denominator to 0. Whatever the power you have, that order will be there. Remember in the shortcut. Is it clear?
Ma'am,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
what is the difference between pole and singular point?
What dear? Yeah, singular point. See, in the singular point, we don't talk about the order. Here, Z is equals to 1 is a singular point. Z is equals to minus 2 is a singular point. Z is equals to 4 is a singular point.
Understood, ma'am, understood.
Okay. Then I should talk about finding the residue at a pole. So I should say what is a residue. So you know how to find the poles, okay? Then you can take down the definition for residues. Okay. What is a residue? Let me explain. The residue of the function f of z, okay, the residue of the function f of z at z is equals to a, at z is equals to a is given by 1 by 2 pi I integral over c f of z dz. The value of this integral is called the residue of the function f of z. Okay, the residue of the function f of z at z is equals to a is 1 by 2 pi I integral over c f of z dz. So still I have not yet taken integration. So when we are doing integration, again we will use this. So right now just understand the definition. In general, we denote the residue by residue of the function f of z at z is equals to a. This is the notation. So residue of the function f of z at z is equals to a. What is the value? It is nothing but equal to 1 by 2 pi I integral over c f of z dz. F of z 0. What is c? Where c is the closed contour. Where c is your closed contour. Where C is your closed contour only containing the singularity at Z is equals to A. Okay, what is the point here? Here Z is equals to A is a singular point. So this is the way we calculate the residues. Now, since I have not yet taken the integration, I'll just tell you how to calculate the residue for a function. You can just take down evaluation of residues. Evaluation of residues. Later on, we will use even the theorem and we will do it. Right now, without that, we are trying to do it. So how to find residue at a simple pole? What is a simple pole, ma? A pole of order 1. Okay, what is a simple pole? Pole of order 1. If you want, you can write down pole of order 1. Okay, that is your simple pole. Okay, what is the residue of the simple pole? We have a formula. Residue of the function f of z at z is equals to a. Suppose I say z is equals to a and z is a simple pole. In that case, the value will be limit z tends to a, z minus a into f of z. This is the function. Limit z tends to a, z minus a into f of z. Without integrating, we are finding it. Or other way of finding the residue for the function of the form. If the function is of the form, okay, some pi of z divided by xi of z. If the function is of the form pi of z divided by xi of z, where xi of a is not equal to 0. That means what? When you substitute the residue point, z is equals to a is the residue. If you say, when you substitute that point in the denominator value is not equal to 0. Okay, not equal to such that, oh, 1 minute, I made, I think, one mistake. F of z is pi of z by xi of z such that, yeah, I'm sorry, ma, I made one mistake. Okay, where this pi of a, okay, sorry, the pi of a, the value of pi of a is not equal to 0. The numerator value, the pi of a is not equal to 0, and the xi of a, okay, xi of a is equal to 0. Xi of a is equals to 0. In that case, how will you find the residue? In that case, how will you find the residue is limit z tends to a, okay, limit z tends to a, z minus a into f of z. This is the definition of the residue, right? Residue of the function, sorry. Residue of the function f of z at z is equals to a. Z is equals to a is simple pole. In that case, how will you find this? You can just directly write pi of a divided by xi dash of a, because pi of a divided by xi dash of a. Is it clear? Yeah, pi of a is not equal to 0 and the denominator is becoming 0. So differentiate the denominator. So this will give you the residue value. So either way you can find out. You can directly find out using this formula. Sometimes if you are not able to find using this formula, you can, if you are able to rewrite the given function in this form, such that when you supply the residue value in that, the numerator value is not equal to 0, the denominator becomes 0. In that case, you can find the residue by writing the numerator as such and differentiating the denominator and substituting the residue value. That will give you the residue of the function at whatever the point for a simple pole. Rest of the poles, how will you calculate? Okay, residues at a pole of order m. At a pole of order m. Okay, How are you going to find the notation is residue of the function f of z at z is equals to a. Now what is this? This is a pole of order m. So whenever you have a pole of order m, it is limit z tends to a 1 by m minus 1 factorial into d power m minus 1 by d z is right. So z power m minus 1. Okay, t z power m minus 1 into z minus a whole power m into f of z. Z minus a whole power m, it is z minus a whole power m into f of z. Z minus a whole power m into f of z. This is the way you will calculate the residue. This is the way you will calculate the residue.
Ma'am, what is D?
What is d?
Ma'am,
D is
what-
differentiation, dear.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Everyone understood? Actually, the meaning of residue is this is the actual definition of the residue. You have to calculate this integration. So still I have not yet started with integration. I am telling you the other way to calculate the residues.
Ma'am, I want to ask, ma'am, what is closed contour?
Closed contour means this is your closed contour. This is your closed contour. This is your closed contour. Open means it can be like this. This is also region. Between here to here, it is a region. From this point to this point, but it is an open contour. Okay.
Contour is
Take down.
basically region, ma'am.
Huh?
Contour is basically region.
Contour is nothing but is contour integration. Contour, we talk about the curve in the name of the curve in the complex, we say it as a contour. Find the residue, take down, find the residue of z plus 2 divided by z minus 2 into z plus 1 the whole square. Find the residue of z plus 2 divided by z minus 2 into z plus 1 the whole square. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to find the residue of this given function. So take down, let f of z is equals to this. So write down what is f of z. So f of z is equals to this. Wait. So let f of z is equals to this. So once you have taken this as f of z, first of all, you have to calculate residue. For calculating the residue, what we need to find the poles. Okay, because we know the formulas for the residue is residue at a simple pole or residue at pole of order m. This is the way we are going to calculate. Okay. 1
Z is
minute, wait.
equals
No?
is a simple pole and Z is equals to minus 1 is a pole of order 2.
Yes. Let me tell you even that. Yeah. Tell me. Yeah.
Z is equals to 2 is a simple pole and Z is equals to minus 1 is a pole of order 2.
Order 2, correct. Okay. Now listen. So what did I say? I said that we will calculate the residue for this function. So here z is equals to 2 is a simple pole and z is equals to minus 1 is a pole of order 2. So whenever you have a simple pole, you know that the residue of the function f of z at z is equals to 2. It is a simple pole. So limit z tends to z, z tends to 2, z minus 2 into f of z you should write. So what it will be? Limit z minus 2 into, sorry, z tends to 2, z minus 2 into f of z. What is my f of z? It is z plus 2 divided by z minus 2 into z plus 1 the whole square. So z minus 2 will be getting cancelled. Once you apply, you will get 4 by 3 to 2 plus 1 3 square. So 4 by 9. 4 by 9. Similarly, we have to find residue of the function f of z at z is equals to minus 1. It is a pole of order 2, no ma? Yeah, it is a pole of order 2. Z is equals to -1. Since it is a pole of order 2, you know that limit z tends to -1, 1 by m minus 1 factorial. So 2 minus 1 factorial. So it is 1 by 1 factorial into d by dz of, okay, we have d by dz of z minus 1 the whole square. So minus of -1, this will become plus 1 the whole square into f of z. So when you write it, you'll get limit z tends to -1, 1 by 1 factorial will become 1. So we'll get d by dz of z plus 1 the whole square into f of z. What is your f of z? Z plus 2 divided by z plus 1 the whole square into z minus 2. Okay. So now z plus 1 the whole square, z plus 1 the whole square will be getting cancelled. Now first differentiate it, then apply the limit. When you differentiate it, you'll get z minus 2 into differentiation of the numerator will give you 1 minus z plus 2 into differentiation of the denominator will give you 1 divided by z minus 2 the whole square. Outside you have limit z tends to -1. Okay, now simplify this. When you simplify this, you'll get limit z tends to -1. In the numerator, you will get z minus 2 minus z minus 2. Z minus 2 minus z minus 2 minus 2 divided by z minus 2 the whole square. Z minus 2 the whole square. So plus z minus z will be getting cancelled. You will get limit z tends to -1 minus 4 by z minus 2 the whole square. Now apply the limit. So you'll get minus 4 divided by minus 3 the whole square. So which is minus 4 by 9. Which is minus 4 by 9. So I said you what is the residue? That is f of z is equals to 1 by 2 pi I into integral over f of z dz. Okay, 1 by 2 pi I. So we can say the residue definition using the Lorentz series also. Okay, we can talk about the residue definition using the Lorentz series expansion, because you know that all poles, all these are, you can use the Lorentz series also. We can comment on the types of the singularities. Okay, you can just take down. We can just take down the definition of the residue in terms of the Lorentz series expansion. Okay, if z is equals to z naught, if z is equals to z naught is a isolated singularity, is a isolated singularity. Okay, it's a isolated singular point. You can even write it singularity or isolated singularity. Isolated singularity. The Lorentz series, the Lorentz series is given by, what is the Lorentz series, ma? You know that it is f of z is equals to summation n is equals to 0 to infinity an into z minus z naught whole power n plus summation n is equals to 1 to infinity bn divided by z minus z naught whole power n. This is your Lorentz series expansion. Okay. Now in this expansion, what is your what is your an and bn, ma? Do you remember I gave an and bn already? What was an value? Can anyone tell me an value? 1 by 2 pi I integral over C. There are two contours. C1
T1 fz of z
f of
minus
z
1
divided by z
divided by
minus
z
z naught
minus a
whole
upon
power
n plus 1.
1 plus n into dz. What is your bn? 1 by 2 pi I integral over C2. Okay, C2 f of z divided by z minus z naught whole power 1
minus
1 minus n.
1 minus n into dz. This is the thing I gave you. Now just go back to the definition of the residue. What did I say? Residue? Residue is limit. Sorry. Residue is 1 by 2 pi I integral over C f of z dz. 1 by 2 pi I integral over C f of z dz. Okay. In that case, put n is equals to 1. Put n is equals to 1. In this expansion, put n is equals to 1. When you put n is equals to 1, just only for your reference I'm telling, you will get a1 equal to something, because 1 by plus 2 you will get. Forget about that. Right, b1. What will be your bn? 1 by 2 pi I integral over C f of z. When you put 1 minus 1, this will become 0. This term will become 1. So into dz. So what do you understand? What do you understand? What do you understand?
Ma'am, it's a
Bn
residue.
is the residue.
B1 is the residue. That's all I wanted. Very good. B1 is the residue because here, what did I give? I have given 1 by 2 pi I integral to C f of z dz. This is the residue I said. So when in the Lorentz series expansion, the value of B1 is the same 1 by 2 pi integral to C f of z dz. You understand? So in the Lorentz series expansion, the coefficient of this 1 by z term, the coefficient of this 1 by z term, that is B1, first term, that B1 will give you the residue, will give you the, in other words, you can find the residue using that. Okay. So what I was talking about, if z is equals to z naught is an isolated singularity, the Lorentz series is given by this, where an and bn are this, wherein the coefficient of, if you can write down, the coefficient of 1 by z minus z naught, okay, the coefficient of 1 by z minus z naught in the above expansion, in the above expansion, in the above expansion is called residue, is called residue of f of z, of f of z at z is equals to z naught, is called residue of f of z at z is equals to z naught, or you can simply write down b1 is the residue of the function f of z. B1 is the residue of the function f of z. You understood? Either way, you can do the residue. You can find the residue by the formula whichever I gave. So if you are not able to do by the formula, if you don't remember, you can even use Lorentz series expansion and give the coefficient b1 of 1 by z minus z naught term. The coefficient of this is only b1. You give that, that will also be residue only. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Other problems we'll see in the next class. Enough. We'll do some residues problems in the next class. One minute, I will just take the attendance, then you can leave. Every day, so many absentees are here in your class. I don't know why. So wait, let me mark the attendance directly because we have time.